So, you've been plopped into the Stone Age. No phone, no Wi-Fi, no food delivery. Just you, the dirt, and maybe a pointy stick if you're lucky. Step 1. Don't die. But spoiler alert, you're probably gonna. First thing you notice is you're starving. And unlike now, where food appears in shiny bags with cartoons on them, back then you had to get it yourself. That meant tracking animals without Google, recognizing edible plants without dying, and catching things that don't want to be caught. Hunters used stone tools shaped through flint knapping, a process that's just fancy talk for smashing rocks until they're sharp. And even then, using those tools wasn't easy. Ever try skinning a deer with a rock? No? Good. Because you'd be bad at it. Oh, and forget about seasoning your kill with anything besides maybe ash and regret. Now, about your body. You're woefully unprepared. You might think you're in decent shape because you go to the gym sometimes. No. Stone Age humans were jacked. Not Instagram jacked. Real life, I carry a dead animal 3 miles daily jacked. You're up before sunrise. You're walking miles every day, climbing cliffs, dodging predators, and still expected to chuck a spear at a moving target. Miss too many times and you don't eat. It's cardio or die, basically. These people knew their land, like you know your couch. They had mental maps of water sources, animal trails, and seasonal plant growth. You'd die looking for a berry bush and probably eat something poisonous because it looked kinda like a blueberry. But guess what? That wasn't a blueberry. It was your last mistake. Staying warm was another full-time job. You don't get to throw on a hoodie and hit the thermostat. You have to make fire. Not with matches or lighters, with sticks and rocks. If that sounds easy, congratulations on never trying it. Early humans used flint and pyrite or a bow drill, which is a stick that spins to build up friction. And no, it doesn't work in the rain. Once they had fire, they guarded it like it was a firstborn child, because relighting it was such a pain. Clothes? Not from H&M. You had to kill something, skin it, scrape the flesh off, dry it, soften it with animal brains. Yep, brains. And then sew it together using a bone needle and sinew thread. One mistake and your winter coat becomes a hypothermia blanket. And let's talk medical care. Actually, let's not, because it barely existed. Break a bone? Good luck. Get a deep cut? It's probably going to get infected. One wrong scratch and you're playing Russian roulette with sepsis. Toothache? There's a chance they just yanked it out with a rock. Archaeological evidence shows some skulls with early attempts at trepanation, aka hole-in-the-head surgery, performed with stone tools. Miraculously, some people even survived that, but for most, even a common cold could escalate into a fatal problem. If you didn't know which plants worked as medicine, like willow bark for pain or yarrow to stop bleeding, you either suffered quietly or screamed into the void while wolves circled. But you're not completely alone. You're part of a small tribe, probably 20 to 50 people, all of whom have known each other for their entire lives. You'd better pull your weight, because if you're the weak link, they're not above letting you wander off one day and never return. You eat together, sleep close together, and rely on one another for literally everything. Fire, shared. Food, shared. Bad attitude, not shared. You'd need to adapt to unwritten social codes fast. And believe it or not, they weren't just grunting. By the Upper Paleolithic period, early humans had the capacity for complex language and used symbolic art, like the cave paintings at Lascaux, to communicate stories or rituals. They even had musical instruments like bone flutes, probably, for ceremonies or, more likely, for trying to impress someone into mating with them. So yeah, surviving in the Stone Age isn't just about being tough. It's about being smart, fast, skilled, cooperative, and constantly alert. Modern humans? We're optimized for comfort, not chaos. Your survival instincts are now atrophied muscles, replaced with food apps and power outlets. The average Stone Age child probably had better survival skills than you do now, and that's not an insult. It's just the reality of having to fight. A hyena before breakfast. You're not soft because you live in the modern world. You're just used to luxury. But drop you 20,000 years back, and let's be real. Your lunch.